One aspect of blended selling is known as Uber Cyber selling, and it builds on some of the trends that are happening in the industry and marketplace right now. When we look at Uber Cyber selling, we begin with Uber, and that's based on the growing trend to pay only as the service is used. Rent instead of buying a home. Use Uber or Lyft rather than buying a car. A B2B example would be Upwork.com, Fiverr.com, Freelance.com, where freelancers bid on the opportunity to serve the business in whatever project is going on. Why can't salespeople be freelancers? Cyber is built on the increase in capabilities for B2B transactions to be advanced or even closed using technologies. Some current examples are the customer relationship management programs, which are very popular now, and the upcoming customer relationship driver programs, which are bolt-ons to the CRMs and makes the CRM proactive rather than reactive. ROI calculators and configurators so that customers can use technology to do their own cost justifications after they have configured their own solution. And then sales is fulfilling a client want or need using freelance salespeople rather than dedicated salespeople. There are 3 drivers to Uber Cyber selling, just like there are 3 drivers to blended selling: demographics, processes, and technology. Let's look at each one of those for just a moment. When we look at demographics, we see that there are all different types of demographics now coming into the workforce, your employees, as well as the customer's workforce, which means the buyers we will be selling to, the individuals that will be making decisions inside the client's organization are going to change based on their demographics. The first demographic we will look at are the millennials. Millennials have less desire to own a house or a car or even a bicycle, and they're looking at having multiple careers. The Gen Xers want more flexibility, they appreciate security, and so they're somewhere between the millennial and the boomer. And they often have traditional obligations such as a mortgage or a family. Boomers are traditional buyers and sellers, your salespeople. They're becoming more and more tech savvy, but they still prefer the face-to-face opportunities. They want to sell face-to-face more than using technology. The emerging generation is Generation Z. They are promising to be possibly the greatest generation this country has ever known. More traditional values are there than in the millennials, and we're seeing a trend now to move back towards even more traditional clothing. Let's dig down a little deeper. When we look at the millennials, what we find are their expectations are the desire for more free time, more flexibility, and they want to feel like they're being compensated regardless of their accomplishments. Their level of accountability tends to be lower. They want to be paid even if they choose not to come to work that day. Their strengths, they are very tech savvy. They maintain a better life balance than most boomers do, and they want to give back to the community. They want to feel like what they're doing is making the world a better place. Sometimes they want their company to pay for that, but they want to make the world a better place. The weakness, they have unrealistic perception of how businesses work. They have limited personal interaction skills. They are used to texting. Even when they are face-to-face with someone or in a close proximity with someone, they would choose to communicate with technology rather than face-to-face. The opportunities in Uber Cyber sales is to let them be their own boss. Let them learn how commerce really works. So if they were freelancing, look at how much they would learn. The next generation we will look at is Gen X. Their expectations are somewhat different. They want the best for themselves and for their families, and they want the opportunity for advancement. Unlike many of the millennials, they really want to advance. They want to make something out of their lives. They want to move up the ladder, but they're not willing to sacrifice life balance. Strengths, they have a realistic perception of how businesses work. They've already had success and failures, and so they have something to build on. Their weakness is typically a lack of loyalty to one employer or career even. So they're not going to hang around for the gold watch at your company, and they are probably going to change careers, not jobs within a career, but careers during their work history. Uber Cyber Sales works for them because it gives them the ability to work for multiple organizations and diverse opportunities. If they were freelancing, they could look at the opportunities, the sales opportunities that are out there, and decide which ones fit them best, which ones they wanted to address. Then we look at the boomers. The expectations of the boomers are that they are more content than other people because they're already established, their families are grown, they have their house, they have most of their needs met, but they still want to be appreciated. They want to be appreciated because of their strengths, their knowledge and experience, their ability to manage difficult situations. Their weaknesses, however, they're less likely to be up to date on technologies and processes and may resist change more than the other demographics. For Uber Cyber Sales, they want or need to continue earning, but do not want the corporate obligations like having to learn a CRM or a CRD and some of the other technologies. There's an emerging generation, the Generation Z. They want life balance and real opportunity for success. This is a new mindset, one that we have not encountered before, and these Gen Zs are going to help us all figure that out. Their strength, they appreciate traditional values, and they have a realistic look at the present and the future. Their weakness, they're simply inexperienced. They will need to develop their own standards for measuring success, and those standards, of course, will have to be in sync with those of their employers. Uber Cyber Sales will work well for them because they're an entrepreneur from day one. They are not prone to working for a traditional company or even a company at all. Freelancing, going out on their own, will be more comfortable on day one for the Gen Zs. So get ready. Who will your new salespeople be? Who will your new buyers be? And how will you prepare now to be able to address them? That was demographics. Let's look at technology. A basic technology that every company must have, regardless of size, are the CRMs, client relationship managers, or customer relationship management programs. They're an aggravation to implement, but having one is becoming mandatory. Your salespeople will say, "Do you want me out selling or putting numbers in boxes?" And your answer is, yes, we need you doing both. The CRM can become the salesperson's best friend after it's fully implemented. Calculators are available now for cost justification, ROI, TCO, value, and other calculations so that the customer can qualify and quantify the value of the higher priced idea, the higher priced product, the higher priced service in real terms, and make a buying decision based on facts, based on the real numbers. Configurators now that we're seeing are absolutely phenomenal. They can be tablet-based, phone-based, web-based, and the customer can design and build whatever it is they want to buy using their finger, drag and drop, finding ways of building exactly what they want and seeing the price computed as they configure it. Account management is going to become even trickier, even more complex. So now we need to be able to complete, track, modify orders without engaging people. The customer would like to place the order without engaging a salesperson. Salespeople would like for customers to be able to process orders without engaging them. Demographics, technology. Let's look at processes now. The traditional process will stay for a while in some industries and some companies within those industries. But if we look at the traditional process, we have staffing, we have salespeople, customer service people, managers, we have support. And the communication between all of these people is becoming increasingly complex and difficult, especially when the employees are not all co-located. Some work from home, some work in different states, some may even work in different countries. While more communications opportunities are available, they can become increasingly complex and difficult. Administratively, we pay for the expenses for the salespeople. We have compensation for the salespeople. We have scheduling for the salespeople. And all of those things take time and money. We have to analyze our markets and the industries that we serve. All of this becomes time-consuming, and it brings with it a certain expense. If we had freelance salespeople, they would be managing all of these things themselves. Yes, the parent company, the manufacturer, the service provider could be providing a lot of this information. The ultimate responsibility for it, however, would fall on the salesperson. When you think about Uber cyber sales, think about the concept of Uber only using it as we need it. Think about cyber. How much more and how much better could we be using technology? And we look at the three drivers, demographics, process, and technology, and we begin to see there are going to be a lot of changes happening in sales in addition to the changes that are happening now.